Back to this explainer. Okay, today we are literally getting our hands a little messy. We're looking at something you probably have stuffed in a toy bin right now, or, maybe even stuck to the bottom of a shoe. Yep, a simple, squishy blob of clay. But as we're going to see today when we look at the data and the developmental science, that little lump of mud, it's actually a secret developmental powerhouse. It is so much more than just a toy. I mean, let's be totally honest here. Have you ever seen a child turn a lump of clay into a dinosaur? Or actually, scratch that, what they very enthusiastically tell you is a dinosaur. We all know that incredibly proud look on a kid's face when they hold up this like bumpy, lopsided green potato and just roar at you like it's a terrifying prehistoric T-Rex. It's funny, it's cute, but man, there is some serious developmental heavy lifting going on in that exact moment. Okay, let's dive into this. The magic in the mud shaping something from nothing. When a kid starts with a simple piece of clay, they aren't just messing around. It's pure creativity coming to life, literally right before your eyes. Their imagination suddenly begins to shape these blank slates into reality. One second, they're mashing it flat, and the next, pop, a dinosaur appears out of nowhere. And just as quickly as that dinosaur arrived, it gets squished right down into a colorful pancake, and bam, now it's a fish swimming across your kitchen table. Or, maybe it gets rolled up into a funny little animal with way too many eyes. Now, what's really fascinating about these rapid fire transformations is the emotional payoff. Every single one of these sudden creations fills the child with immense excitement. That feeling is so powerful because they realize in that moment they aren't just playing, they're actually creating. They are the architects of this tiny, colorful universe, and that sense of accomplishment, absolutely huge for a growing mind. Moving right along to building stronger little hands, the mechanics of play. And this brilliantly illustrates the physical benefits. Beyond the sheer joy of creating a lumpy zoo on the dining table, clay is legitimately one of the absolute best tools for physical development. Think of it like this cool comic strip evolution of a child's fine motor skills. In step one, as they press, roll, shape, stretch, and mold that clay, their tiny fingers are getting a serious workout. They are literally getting stronger with every squish. Step two, all that molding directly improves their hand control. And step three is mastering everyday coordination. The exact same muscles and fine motor skills they use to roll a perfect clay ball, those are the ones they're going to rely on later for writing their name, drawing a picture, doing intricate craft work, and even everyday coordination like zipping up their own jacket. It literally all starts with the mud. Which brings us to squishing to solve problems, mental leaps. This is what I like to call the sneaky vegetable concept of playtime. Just like hiding spinach in a fruit smoothie, clay hides heavy cognitive development right inside a wonderfully messy activity. Just imagine the internal monologue of a toddler staring down at a pile of colorful blobs. How do I make a dinosaur? Wait, how do I actually shape a fish so it really looks like a fish? What color should I use for its fins? They're actively hypothesizing and testing solutions in real time. Through all that trial and error, they're building some heavy-hitting cognitive skills, imagination, problem solving, patience, because believe me, it takes a whole lot of patience to figure out how to make a clay dinosaur actually stand up on its own 2 feet. Focus, creativity, observation. They are exercising these critical mental muscles every single time they play. Next up, no limits, no pressure, emotional growth and freedom. So the crucial point is the emotional safety clay provides. There is no one right answer, right? And no buzzing buzzer telling them they failed. That absolute freedom builds incredible, deep-seated confidence. You can see the contrast clearly when you look at typical busy toys. You know the ones. They flash, they beep, and they're basically designed to merely entertain and keep children occupied while you just desperately try to drink a warm cup of coffee. But creative clay is entirely different. It develops the hands, it exercises the brain, it encourages imagination, it fundamentally turns simple play into active creativity and learning. We're talking mindful engagement versus mindless distraction here. And finally, shaping a child's mind. Educational exploration. When you give a child a clay pack to build marine creatures or everyday animals, you aren't just giving them a fun afternoon craft project, you're secretly teaching them about the entire natural world. As they mold these themes, they organically learn to recognize complex shapes. They learn animal names, identify colors, and begin to categorize living things. And honestly, the best part? Learning these foundational concepts becomes completely joyful rather than a chore. They don't even realize they're learning. They just think they're having fun. And that really leaves us with a profound takeaway for today's explainer, because sometimes a small piece of clay shapes so much more than just toys. As our source material beautifully puts it, it can shape a child's mind. So the next time you see a kid mashing up a colorful lump of clay into a weird, lopsided potato dinosaur, ask yourself, what invisible, incredible skills are they building right in front of your eyes? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and as always, keep exploring.